Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Good, bro. Take your time.
Obviously, game one is always about the filling out, but what you feel like you guys, did well in that first quarter, and then what you feel like happened after that?
First, give my praises to God. I think in the beginning we did a good job of just sustaining their punch. They came out aggressive. We knew that. And I think the biggest thing is we knew they didn't play their best game. I think I've said that over the last few days. Like, this is probably their best game that we've seen them, so respectfully so. It's one game, but, they came out, the aggressors, and they came out like they wanted it a little bit more than we did. And they executed their game plan well. They made some adjustments from the first couple times we played them. Came out with some different junk in the game tonight. And like you said, it's a fill-out game, so we kind of know what to expect. We're sure they'll make their adjustments, but we'll for sure make ours.
One of them was obviously put, I think Jaden on you right out the box, and then had Anthony guarding you as well. You've played against taller guys, so what do you feel like, next game you got to do maybe differently or within the offense?
I think I played efficiently. I think obviously maybe be a little bit more aggressive. But I think we were more or less matchup hunting tonight and just trying to take advantage of them hiding guys. And I think they actually went bigger and put Cat and Nas on KD, and Ant was guarding me to start the game, and it wasn't Conley. So they were trying to avoid the small mismatches with Conley as much as possible and just keep size on size or just bigger defenders on us three. And they did a good job of doing that. But we have to be a lot better. I think in the first half we were really good. First quarter anyway, we were really good at moving bodies and moving the ball. And even I think in the beginning of the third, like just getting stops, getting out in transition, really got us back in the game.
The only other thing I had on that, just to follow that up, you look at just because you three all can get a bucket. Then sometimes, okay, let's give them the ball and go do that. But then the ball stops, ball pauses up. What's the balance in that of finding the movement, but yet allowing you three to each get those opportunities?
We'll have to find it, and I think it's not a bad thing because everybody is trying to control. Everybody wants to win. Everybody's trying to make a play, and so you don't look at it in a negative lens, but it's like you said, it's kind of like, okay, what's the balance? We have to be better at just understanding their matchups. They did a really good job of switching between zone and going to man, and we were kind of confused at times. So we have to be better, just making sure we're more locked in. We have our quick hitters and our plays that we need to get to, and I think our adjustments will be made there. But for the most part, I think they were just the aggressors. That was probably the biggest difference in the game. Their physicality, their aggressiveness on the defensive end, and then even offensively, just attacking the basket, offensive rebounds. And then obviously they shot the ball well too, everybody.
Brad, with the fouling specifically in the second quarter, Frank mentioned that, just like slowing the pace down. That's what prevents you guys from running, right, and playing off misses.
That's what kind of dug our hole. We kept fouling. Putting them on the free throw line, which slows the game down, and then allows their bigs to get set. Allows Rudy to camp up in the paint, and allows Cat to get set, and all these guys. Instead of us getting in transition, limiting them to one shot and making them run. So that's something we'll be more cognizant of, and something I'm sure we'll push the narrative on and push the envelope on over these next 48 hours.
You guys did really well matching their physicality early, but you've played in these types of physical battles before. What's the balance between figuring out the fouling and what physicality you can get through?
I'm always on the spectrum of being overly aggressive. Force the referees to kind of dictate how the game will be called and how much physicality they'll allow. I think they'll obviously allow us to be physical. They'll allow some things to go, but I think it's just being smart with. Especially understanding, foul situations, fouling bonus situations, and things like that, and who we're fouling. But I'm always on the side of being overly aggressive, always.
Brad, you came up wincing on that one play in the second quarter. Everything good with you?
Yeah, I'm good. I hope Kyle's good. I think I need him in the hip or something like that. It was nasty. I can only imagine what that felt like, but no, I'm all good.
When you look at Ant, you guys have done a pretty good job against him in the first regular season games. You knew that wasn't going to hold up for a whole series, but what do you feel like you guys could have been a little sharper in your coverages of him?
I think it was in the third, honestly. I think that's really when he got going. I think we did a really good job of just containing him and just making him take tough shots early on, and then I think he was just way too comfortable in the third. He just got a lot of open looks, was able to get to the basket, and they just kind of opened up Pandora's box from there. You can't let a superstar get going off 2 shots, and it's over with from there. You're trying to stop a hot man. At that point, we have to be better collectively, accepting that challenge because he attacked everybody. So we all have to be ready for that challenge and making sure that we're in the stands ready to go and force him to make a lot of tough shots. He's going to make some, but you got to tire him out, make him work for him.
Brad, I know you said this is kind of a feel-out game, but what is the message with this team as you look to respond heading into Game 2?
It's crazy. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low. Obviously we're pissed off about the loss, but we motivate ourselves and know we can play better. I think that's probably the most frustrating thing. We know we can play better. We know we can be better. But we play again soon. It's the first of 4. We're excited about our opportunity. It doesn't. We'll obviously feel it tonight. Won't be happy about it, but we wake up tomorrow. It's a new day. You work on your adjustments and hone in on those and get better and be ready for Tuesday. But I mean, it's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be a good bump. We couldn't, we expected them to come out and compete, and that's what they're doing. Now we got to respond.
With Grayson's ankle sprain, just how important has it been? How important has it been you guys this year?
Grayson's huge, man. He's a beyond important piece to our team. Obviously a piece to our future as well. But what he does on the floor is kind of irreplaceable in some ways. So we definitely wish he's healthy and he's back for Game 2. But if not, it's always next man up, and we have plenty of depth to make it work.